fast and fearless first barrel, you'll want to line up just on the inside of the third barrel. These orange discs represent your path to your rate point. The yellow disc represents your rate point. Your rate point is the point that you stare at when you're lining your horse up in the alley. We never look directly at the barrel. We always look exactly where we want to go, just as if we were driving an automobile. At your rate point, this is where you trickle down your horse to a stop or ask them to simply pivot and get ready for their turn. A lot of the times, I will bring my horse to their rate point, trickle them to a stop, which means a transition to a stop, and allow them to rest. The more you rest your horse, the more they will retain. The reason we stare at our rate point is because we cannot see from the alley our first turning point around the barrel. When you can see your first turning point, you will be able to see the blue disc that represents it. So we actually have to get close to our rate point in order to start seeing our first turning point, which is visually where we will go next. Once you get to your rate point, you will stare at your first turning point. Your first turning point is when your leg is directly past the first barrel. At this point in time, you can actually start your turn, but not until your horse's front legs hit this point. The second blue disc is a representation of where you need to have your horse's legs go next. This third point is the most important point around the barrel. It is when your leg is directly past the barrel on the backside. At this point in time, you can allow your horse to stick his leg in the ground and make his big move to turn. A lot of people want to allow their horse to turn at this second point, which is what we learn as kids. If you do this and you pull your horse, they actually have to go around the barrel. So they either have to throw their butt out or come back over it. So it's very important that we get our horse to this third point on the backside of the first barrel, which is when your leg is past the barrel on the backside before we allow them to turn. This also allows them to push off and build power on their way to the next barrel. Here you can see as I check Jazz at his rate point, I guide him to his first point, push him through his second into his third point, and ask him to turn.